Hey guys, in today's video we're going to talk about few functions and this will be useful for beginners. So if you're an intermediate or an advanced Power App developer or a user, you might find this boring, but feel free to watch this. So one of the common functions that you might get while working with the Power App is filtering your data sources. For example, I may have a drop down where I just want to say that I only want to see the active accounts in terms of series, or if it's a SharePoint list, you might say I only want to see active items in a particular list or any other conditions, right? So in this example, we're just going to take a look at what if I want to see only the active accounts from series, right? So let's look at how we are going to do this using filter function. So basically, if you can look at the definitions over here, filter function is expecting a data source and then a logical test expression, which will give you a true or false result, right? So first is the data source. I'm going to select the accounts here, and so in this example specifically, I'm picking up status reason because status, I would say. So if you just remember, I mean, or the people from series background, they will know that status is actually a option set that we would call. So typically when I say active accounts, you would usually be tempted to say that its state is equal to active or state is equal to 0, something like that. But in serious, if you're trying to filter using an option set, this is how you do it. So first is the field name, and then you have this option which says status of accounts. All right, so if I select this and then if I put a dot, then it gives me all the properties. So don't try to equate the status with active, your textual equivalent of active or inactive. Rather than that, just try using it in this way. So here I would say, yeah, I'm interested only in looking at the active accounts. So when I close this and when I play the app, you can see it's just showing me all those active. Of course, you can just change it to show whatever that field that you want from the accounts. For example, I'm not interested in seeing the account number, rather I would see the account name. So I just change it, and then if I go back and play it, you would see these are the active accounts that we have in the system right now. So typically this would hold good for any condition that you want, as long as the field is available in this specific entity. So this is one of the ways of filtering your data source based on the conditions. In case if you're using a SharePoint, if you, instead of accounts, you would just put in the SharePoint list name, and this would say any column from your SharePoint and the condition accordingly, right? So that's one method of filtering. And the next function that we are going to talk about is a very common function that you might encounter. So basically, most of the times we are in a situation where we want to know what is the logged in user information. Like we want to know the logged in user's email or their name, or if they have any image available on their account, right? So to do that, we have a function called user. And if you look at the properties, this gives you these three information. So email will give you the primary email address, full name is going to give you a full name as per Office 365 account, and the image is going to give you the image that that may be your profile pic or something. So you can use these three properties right now to just get the logged in users information, and you can base your validations accordingly. Okay, so that's one another important function. And then the other item that we you might often, or I would say every app, every single Power App will have this most of the times, which is about navigating to a different screen. Let's say that I have a button and I'm gonna call this probably home. And whenever user clicks this, I want to actually move the navigate the app towards the home screen. So assuming that, so if you can see here, I have multiple screens here. Of course, it's not a good way for naming. Ensure that your screen has proper names. But if, assume that I want click of this button, I want to go back to let's say screen 2. Typically you would navigate to a home screen, but yeah, let's just for simplicity, let's keep it as screen 2. So I'm going to use navigate, and if you can look at this, it's showing that first argument, it's expecting a target screen, and in fact it even suggests based on the number of screens you have, it's even suggesting that you want to navigate to screen 1 or screen 2. So right now we are in screen 1, so I'm going to just navigate to screen 2, and then you have an optional parameter. I mean, this would work, this would work well, but if you want to give a dramatic feeling or minimal, I would say minimal kind of an animated feeling to the screen so that they get a feeling of using an app, you can use this transitions. I'll drop a link down in the description which where you can actually see how each of this transition efforts look, and you can probably try to choose something based on your liking. So this will ensure that from home screen I navigate to screen 2. So yeah, I don't have anything in the screen, so you don't see anything there, but if you can look at here, we were at the screen 1 and then now we are at screen 2. Right. So whenever you want to navigate to a specific screens, not just home screen, but to a different screen, feel free to use the navigate function. The other function which gives you a bit of a edge over navigate function is sometimes you might have a scenario where you want to just go back to the previous screen, no matter which screen, which is your home screen or which screen you came from. You just want to go back to the previous screen from where the user navigated. So in that case, it's not always possible for you to use the navigate button, because navigate expects a screen name, right? And unless you make the app remember the previous screen name somehow, there is no way to use this navigate if at all you want to navigate to dynamic, different screens dynamically, right? So in that case, what you can do is you can use this function called back off. So this function basically, it's a generic function. What it does is, imagine I have 4 screens, and let's say that from first three screens I have an option to navigate to screen 4. Now, since there are multiple possibilities, I want to just, whenever user clicks back on the fourth screen, I just want to go back to the previous screen. um, it may be it may be screen 1, it may be screen 2, it may be screen 3, but all I want to just do is just go back to the previous screen. So in that case, you can use this back function, which will always just take the users to the back screen. Okay. I hope this is useful. I will see you in another video with few more formulas. Thanks for watching.